Think that raw fuel smell is just a leaky hose? Think again. The Department of Transportation estimates over 15% of check engine lights point to a single faulty sensor. But the light isn't the problem. It's the silent damage.
That happens before the light ever comes on. I've sectioned over 5,000 failed engines, and I've seen how a sensor.
Lying to your car's computer can force it to wage chemical warfare on itself. Today, we're counting down the 11 chemical time bombs your sensors are creating, from minor annoyance to total engine failure. And stick around, because after I reveal
the #1 nightmare that tricks your ECU into destroying your engine, I'll show you the 4 simple checks to defuse them all.
Number 11. The slow creep of MAF sensor drift. Ever notice your fuel economy just isn't what it used to be?
A little less response, a little more fill-up. Here's the thing, the hot wire in your mass airflow sensor gets old.
It gets lazy. It starts underreporting the air entering your engine by just 1 or 2%.
The computer, trying to be efficient, pulls a tiny bit of fuel to match. You don't get a code.
You just get a weaker, thirstier engine. According to Bosch technical papers, this slow drift is a natural part of the sensor's life cycle.
I've seen a 2015 Silverado lose 4 miles per gallon over a year from a sensor that was just tired.
A new sensor is a $200 part you can replace in 10 minutes. Ignore it, and you'll spend $500 chasing phantom vacuum leaks.
Let that slightly off mixture cook for a year, and you're looking at a $900 catalytic converter that's been slowly poisoned.
Ever chase a ghost like this? Let me know in the comments. Number 10. The carbon catalyst. Now you've got a rough idle, maybe a puff of black smoke when you accelerate. Here's the thing. That same MAF sensor wire is now contaminated. A little oil from a crankcase breather, a little debris from a cheap air filter, and suddenly it can't read airflow correctly at all. It panics and tells the ECU the engine is starving for fuel, so it dumps it in. This rich mixture lays down a sticky foundation for carbon
to build on, especially in direct injection engines. This is so common that GM issued Bulletin 16NA0422 for their V6 engines, recommending redesigned PCV systems to stop this exact contamination. I trust it when you can smell it, that raw fuel smell.
Is your first warning. A $15 can of cleaner is your first fix. Ignore it. And you're looking at a $1,200 walnut blast to clean your intake valves. Keep driving, and that raw fuel will destroy your $1,800 catalytic converter and O2 sensors.
3 weeks later, that smell is gone, replaced by a much more expensive one. Hit like if you've ever cleaned a MAF sensor and felt that instant difference.
Number 9. The transmission pressure cooker. Feel that? A harsh shift in traffic, or a shudder when you're towing up a hill.
Here's the thing. Your transmission temperature sensor is getting slow. It isn't reporting the rapid spike in fluid temperature fast enough.
As a result, the computer doesn't command more line pressure or engage the cooler until the fluid is already overheating.
The sensor doesn't cook the fluid, it fails to stop the cook. Allison transmission data confirms that for every 20 degrees,
you go over the optimal temperature, you cut the life of your fluid in half. I saw a Ford F-150 with fluid
that looked and smelled like burnt coffee. The sensor was just lazy. An $80 sensor can prevent this.
A fluid flush is $400. A rebuilt transmission after the clutches have burned up? $4,500. Easy.
Meanwhile, in hot climates like Arizona or Texas, this isn't a risk, it's a guarantee. Check your transmission fluid color this weekend, seriously.
Number 8. The NOx factory. Your check engine light is finally on. Code P0171. System too lean.
You probably blame the fuel pump. Here's the thing, it's your front oxygen sensor. It's old, it's slow.
And it's telling the computer your engine is running rich. In response, the ECU aggressively pulls fuel, creating a lean condition.
That lean mixture spikes combustion temperatures well over 2,000 degrees, creating a surge in NOx emissions.
The EPA's own emissions testing data shows a lean burn condition can triple the output of harmful NOx gases.
You can feel it as a slight surge at cruising speed. A new O2 sensor is $120.
A new catalytic converter, destroyed by the heat, is $800. Let it go long enough, and that extreme heat
will burn an exhaust valve, costing you $2,500 for a cylinder head repair. Before you turn the key tomorrow, think about this.
Scan your codes, even if the light isn't on. Pending codes tell the future. Number 7. The oil thinner. You're experiencing long crank times. The engine stumbles for a second before catching.
Here's the thing. Your fuel rail pressure sensor is lying. It's telling the ECU the pressure is low.
So the high-pressure pump works over time, pushing rail pressure way beyond spec. This excess pressure overwhelms the injectors,
washing the protective oil right off the cylinder walls. That fuel then seeps past the piston rings and into your crankcase.
Look up NHTSA complaint ID 11452378 for a Ford EcoBoost. The owner reported long crank times, a classic symptom.
I pulled an oil sample from a BMW that was 10% gasoline. A new sensor is $90.
Ignore it. And you're not just replacing a $600 fuel pump. You're looking at $2,000 in bottom-end bearing damage.
From diluted oil. If you think fuel in your oil is bad, wait until you see what happens when exhaust gets where it doesn't belong.
Pull your dipstick at the next fill-up. If it smells like gas, your engine is in danger. Number 6. The detonation trigger. Hear that faint marble-like rattle when you're climbing a hill? That's engine ping. Detonation. Here's the thing. Your EGR temperature sensor has failed. It's not reporting the true temperature of the exhaust gas being recirculated.
The ECU, blind to the heat, keeps the EGR valve closed when it should be open. This is like removing the engine's internal fire extinguisher.
Without that inert gas to cool the combustion chamber, temperatures spike and the fuel-air mixture explodes violently instead of burning smoothly.
This is a notorious issue on diesel trucks, where EGR system failures are a primary cause of major engine work. I've seen EGR coolers so clogged with soot they weigh twice as much as a new one. A $75 sensor is the fix.
The alternative is $500 for cleaning a clogged EGR cooler, or $3,000 for new pistons after detonation cracks them. A few thousand miles later, that pinging isn't just a noise. It's the sound of your engine eating itself.
Listen for that faint rattle on your next highway pull. That's your warning.
Number 5. The intake meltdown. Your engine idles terribly. It wants to stall at every single red light.
Here's the thing. The problem we just talked about has cascaded. The malfunctioning EGR system is now so clogged
with soot that the valve is physically stuck open. Now, hot corrosive exhaust gas is flooding your intake manifold constantly.
It chokes the engine of clean air, and the heat is so intense it can soften and deform plastic intake manifolds.
This isn't just a theory. NHTSA investigated vehicle fires linked to EGR system failures in investigation PE17-04 because this
exact problem can lead to ignition. We had a vehicle in the shop where the plastic intake was soft to the
touch from the constant heat. A new EGR valve is $300. A new intake manifold is $1,500.
A catastrophic engine fire, that's a total loss. Meanwhile, in the electrical system, another silent battle is raging.
If your engine stumbles at every red light, stop driving it. Now. Number 4. The battery killer. Are you replacing your battery every single year? You blame the battery, but it's just the victim.
Here's the thing. The small temperature sensor under your battery tray has failed. It's stuck reading cold, So your ECU tells the alternator
to maintain a high charging voltage around 14.8 volts all the time. This constant high voltage slowly boils the electrolyte
and sulfates the plates, killing the battery from the inside out. Automakers have recalled vehicles for this, like FCA recalled T36.
because the entire electrical architecture depends on precise voltage control. I've seen batteries so swollen from overcharging they looked like a brick.
A new sensor is $50. A new AGM battery is $250. Ignore it and you're looking at $1,000.
For a new alternator and potentially fried control modules. Before you jumpstart a dead battery tomorrow, check this first.
Put a voltmeter on your terminals. If it's over 14.8 volts when the engine is warm, you have a problem.
Number 3. The alternator cooker. Now your headlights are dimming at idle. You've got weird electrical gremlins you can't trace.
Here's the thing. The battery that was murdered in our last step is getting its revenge. A sulfated, damaged battery has
incredibly high internal resistance. Your alternator now has to run at 100% output all the time just to overcome that resistance.
According to remanufacturers like Denso, thermal stress is a leading cause of voltage regulator failure in modern alternators.
The sensor didn't kill the alternator directly. The chemical death of the battery forced it to run a marathon with no finish line.
I trust it when you can smell it. That hot electric ozone smell around the front of your engine. That's your alternator screaming for help.
The cost is another $250 battery plus a $700 alternator. And if the failing voltage regulator sends a spike
through the system, you could lose a $1,500 ECU. If cooking your electrical system seems bad, what's happening?
inside the engine block is pure mechanical violence. Touch your alternator after a long drive. If it's too hot to keep.
Your hand on, it's already dying.
Number 2, the cylinder washdown. Your fuel economy has been cut in half. Your exhaust smells rich, and you've noticed
Your oil level is actually rising. Here's the thing, your coolant temperature sensor is stuck on cold.
it's telling the ECU that the engine is perpetually at minus 40 degrees. The computer never leaves its warm-up enrichment mode.
It's an open-loop fuel dump, 24/7. This raw fuel washes the critical oil film off the cylinder bores,
leading to catastrophic piston ring and cylinder scoring. Research presented to the SAE confirms that fuel content in oil can exceed
5% during prolonged cold start conditions. Your sensor is creating that condition permanently.
I pulled the dipstick on a Honda, and the oil poured off like water. A new sensor is $40.
The consequences are $800 for fouled O2 sensors, and then $8,000 for a new long block.
When you lose compression, 3 weeks of this abuse is all it takes. Smell your dipstick.
If it smells like a gas can, your engine's life is being measured in days, but there are ways to spot this before it's too late.
Number 1. The lean burn nightmare. This is the one that gives no warning. Your car runs perfectly.
No codes, no stumbles, no smells, until it doesn't. Until there is a sudden, violent mechanical failure.
Here's the thing. Your coolant temperature sensor has failed in the most dangerous way possible.
It's stuck on hot. It's telling the ECU the engine is overheating even on a cold start.
To save the engine, the ECU does 2 things. It leans the fuel mixture way out
And dramatically advances the ignition timing. This combination in a cold engine is the perfect recipe for severe detonation.
Look at any OEM diagnostic chart for unexplained pre-ignition, and a biased coolant sensor is always on the list.
The ECU is trying to protect the engine, but its information is a lie. I've seen it myself.
A 2018 Subaru with 60,000 miles. Piston number 3 was gone. Just gone.
The owner said it never gave a single warning light. The sensor was lying, and the ECU believed it.
That lie costs you $10,000 for a new engine after the detonation snaps a connecting rod or punches a hole straight through a piston. This is the failure that gives no warning. If you want to make sure none of these 11 silent killers ever get you, stay right there.
Don't trust your dashboard, trust the data, and I'm about to show you how to get it.
Now, how do you stop these invisible assassins? Here are the 4 checks that turn the tables in your favor.
First, the 2-minute live data scan. Get a simple Bluetooth OBD2 scanner for $20.
Watch your sensor data in real time. A healthy coolant sensor should climb smoothly to about 195 degrees Fahrenheit and stay there.
A healthy MAF sensor should read steadily at idle. A lazy or lying sensor will show up here, on your phone, long before it triggers a light.
Second, the voltage drop test. With your engine running, touch one lead of a multimeter to your alternator's main power post and the other to your positive battery terminal.
You are measuring resistance. Anything over 0.2 volts means you have corrosion or a bad cable that is making your alternator work harder than it should.
It's a 5-minute test that can save you a $700 alternator. Third, the dipstick sniff test. I'm saying it again because it's that important. Your nose is one of the best diagnostic tools you own.
At every fill-up, pull the dipstick and smell the oil. A strong gasoline odor means fuel is getting into your crankcase.
It's your earliest warning of a bad sensor or a leaky injector.
Finally, the Blackstone Labs Lifeline. For about $35, you can get a used oil analysis. This is the EKG for your engine.
It will show you the exact percentage of fuel or coolant in your oil. It will tell you if your bearings are wearing out.
It is the single best piece of data you can buy to predict a major failure while it's still a minor problem.
Your sensors are the nervous system of your engine. When they lie, the consequences are chemical and catastrophic. But knowledge is your defense. These simple checks put the power back in your hands, turning invisible threats into predictable problems you can solve.
Now that you know how a single sensor can trick your engine into destroying itself, the next critical step is understanding the fluid that protects it. Watch our deep dive on engine oil analysis to learn how to read the story your oil is telling you before it's too late.